all of us are shaped by our family and our experiences. Each of us has our own legacy. And my legacy, like all of yours, was shaped probably by our family experiences. Like royalty, I was born with a title. It was a very heavy title for me to bear. I am the daughter of Holocaust survivors. My mother is the sole survivor of a family of 65 people. Her entire family perished during the Holocaust. She was in 3 death camps by the time she was 21 years old. My father worked for Oskar Schindler, and many of you may have seen the film Schindler's List. My grandmother was the only other member who survived in my family, and she survived at the age of 50, which was quite remarkable because most people did not live that long. She found some berries when she was in Auschwitz, and she used them as a rouge to rouge the faces of the women in the death camp. And because of this, she saved hundreds of lives. She was an extraordinary entrepreneur before the war, and she became my role model and taught me that I could be anything and do anything I wanted to. That was pretty extraordinary for someone coming out of a concentration camp like my grandmother did. My family history has shaped me and influenced my life. It has taught me a lot about tragedy, a lot about humanity, but mostly it has taught me about responsibility. I learned from my family that silence and indifference are diseases that must be combated, that we must stand up and speak up for what we believe in, and that we must take the responsibility to change this world and make it a better place, and fight violence and prejudice and hatred whenever it rears its ugly head. Every day of my life, I have made a commitment to live my legacy, the one that my family passed on to me. This led me to create a not-for-profit that I've now been running for 14 years called Champions of Caring. I met Steven Spielberg in 1995 after he made Schindler's List, and I told him about my concern about empowering young people to learn that they can be impactful leaders and advocates for social justice. He inspired me to set up a 501c3 not-for-profit to really educate and empower youth to make a difference in their lives, to teach them to become social activists. The mission of my foundation is to reduce prejudice and violence, to promote caring and compassion. And I'm proud to tell you that in the last 14 years, we have worked with over 10,000 students in the greater Philadelphia region and now also in Cape Town, South Africa. I was privileged to go to Cape Town and open a branch of our organization there, and going global truly has enhanced the organization. I am living my own legacy through this organization, and I feel very proud that I've been able to take my family's tragic history and turn it into something positive. So we're in here today talking about legacy. So what is a legacy anyway? Usually, a legacy is defined as something that we leave behind, something that we do in memory of someone, giving money to build a building or build a hospital wing. But for me, this is not so much about leaving your legacy. What I'm talking to you about today is living your legacy and living it now. That's very key. It's not just about volunteering one day of the year or every so often. It's rather a way of life, a philosophy of how you live your life, examining who you are and how you're contributing to the greater good. I feel that it's important for each of us to, flaunt our humanity, to flaunt it. Because in this day and age, so many people, unfortunately, are angry and bitter. We're living in very difficult times, but this is a good challenge for us to think of who we are as a human being. And you know what? You don't have to be Oprah or Angelina Jolie or George Clooney or even President Bill Clinton to make a difference. No matter what stage of life you're in, how much money you have, how much time you have to give, you can make a huge difference and live your legacy now.